Hey everybody, Tim Walsh at the Illinois Fire Service Institute, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this is a series of videos that we're doing with our resiliency staff here that teaches all over the state of Illinois and all over the country. And today I'm joined by Emily Barker, who's a psychiatric nurse practitioner who's an actual expert. And even though I'm sitting at a kitchen table in a firehouse, I should be an expert, because we all know that anybody that sits at a kitchen table in the firehouse can preach about anything. But we actually brought Emily in to actually speak to me and tell me what I don't know, which is quite a bit I've learned in the last few minutes. So Emily, please tell me what you do here and tell me a little bit about your history so that we can talk about how we're impacted by this on a daily basis.
Yeah. So for IFSI, I am a subject matter expert, and I help develop curriculum for resiliency and do some instructing on it as well.
Okay.
In the civilian field, I am a nurse practitioner in private practice and specialize in trauma and anxiety with first responders and military.
Okay, and you served overseas, right?
Yes.
During combat?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I was not in the military at the time, but I served as a civilian nurse at the front lines, taking care of those wounded in the battle.
So you have some skin in the game, as we like to say in the fire service, right?
For
Is
sure.
that a good coin
Yep.
term to talk about?
Yep.
So I have a little bit of a background in EMS. I was a paramedic when I first came on the job, and I actually still am now. I think this will be the last time I research. But tell me a little bit about fight or flight and how that impacts me as a first responder and how it impacts my spouse, my kids, because it does, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. So your fight or flight, that's that activation of that nervous system. So heart rate up, respiration's up, maybe getting some sweaty palms, etc. And then the thing you need to know about that is that it kind of takes that thinking part of your brain offline, and so it makes it harder for you to problem solve, makes it harder for you to be flexible and like on scene and on the fire ground and stuff. And so if you can keep that in check, that nervous system in check, then it allows you to problem solve better and interact with people better. So your relationships, like with your spouse and your kids, family members, friends. So when you're calm, you can help other people be calm.
So are there ways that I can prepare myself as a responder to do that, so that I know that it's happening, so that I can fight against what's happening inside my body and be a better firefighter, paramedic, and be a better spouse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here at IFSI, we're actually we have several classes, and then we're developing more on how to regulate your nervous system, how to recognize when your nervous system is activated, like what is that, and what does that look like, how is it impacting others, how is it impacting you, and then how can you change that, how can you work on that?
Okay, what are some of those things that I would notice as a responder affecting me physically or mentally that I should watch out for, so that I can say to my partner or to my boss, hey, I think I need to talk to somebody, or I think I need to figure this out because I'm not operating the way I should?
Yeah, it's a great question. So hypervigilance is one of the first things that comes to my mind. So that just being on edge all the time. Anxiety, like if you're just constantly worried about things, feeling restless. Sleep changes. Sometimes people are sleeping too much, sleeping too little. Appetite changes. There's a lot of different things that you can be watching for that sometimes you're not seeing in yourself because they're slow changes.
Okay.
And so you don't necessarily notice those, but other people can see those in you.
Is there a way that we could prepare for this physically to lessen some of the response that happens inside your body? How would I do that if I wanted to do that? Yeah,
so that's one of the things that we're teaching in the courses is how to regulate your nervous system through techniques such as deep breathing, orienting, grounding. There's a lot of different things you can do to help yourself stay more regulated, stay more calm. And then also, like when you do get activated, how do you bring that back down?
Okay. And then I know that we preach here that we should check in on each other, when to ask if it's okay, if you're not okay. Where are the resources that people out on the street can find? Where do they find additional resources? Say they can't get a hold of me because I know everything there is to know about this now, since you're coaching me up here at the kitchen table. But in case they need to know when I'm not around, how can they find those resources within the state of Illinois and tied to our program?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So IFSI has like built-in resources. The AAFFI has a list of resources of vetted providers that can help you with those.
And we'll post those links at the bottom of the screen for you, everybody that's watching the video. And then I want to ask one more question. I probably should have asked this a long time ago. I've been married, I think, and I better get this right or I'm going to be in trouble. I think I've been married 35 years now. These are probably some conversations I probably should have had with my wife when I first got married, because she's probably going to notice changes in me before anybody else, right?
Yeah.
So if I have those conversations, or my significant other knows about this, they're probably going to be the first one to say, hey, are you okay? And what can you do to fix this so that we can survive this together, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And those resources are available to spouses and children as well in the fire service, so that we can help everybody?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, so is there anything I'm forgetting that we should be talking about that we haven't talked about?
I don't think so, just that it's okay to get some help.
Okay.
On all the things. It's okay to talk about it with each other, because anybody that's experienced any of these are not alone. In fact, everybody's experiencing it, because we all have a nervous system and we all get activated. That's how we're human.
So there's really no way around it.
There's no way around it.
Oh, darn. Okay, so Emily and I are going to have a conversation offline now after we turn the camera off, and we appreciate you joining us here during Mental Health Awareness Month. This is Tim Walsh and Emily Barker signing off from the Illinois Fire Service Institute.